I want to get to the science behind a pretty strange heat phenomenon. One part of the Big Sky country there saw the temps jump 10 to 20 degrees, get this, in just a few minutes. And this type of thing can actually happen anywhere, including the Fresno Reservoir in Havre or its neighbors down the road in Malta.
It happens usually overnight, so a lot of times you might miss it because you're sleeping, but it's a really cool phenomenon. So let's give you the science behind these heat bursts.
Let's first talk about what actually happened yesterday. This was the readings here in Malta, 3:45, 4 o'clock, 4:15, temperatures in the lower 70s. But look what happened between 4:15 and 4:30. We went from 70 to 88 degrees.
I mean, can you imagine if the dog woke you up, you had to go outside, and you're like, what happened? I mean, it just
that literally could happen in a dog
minutes.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what happened here? Well, we'll go into the science of what happens in these heat burst situations. You'll get rain that's falling from a thunderstorm that's pretty high aloft, and the rain that comes out of it usually evaporates because of this.
Yeah, exactly. And that evaporation process, it's actually a cooling process. It's kind of how we cool down when we sweat. Same thing here in the atmosphere, and that cooler air kind of pulls up here with the storm, and, well, it doesn't stay there because it's more dense, more heavier, and it just wants to sink down towards the ground, and it does so at a pretty good clip.
Yes, and that's how cool air becomes hot air, because as the air sinks really rapidly, that is a warming process, and so that air compresses, becomes really hot and dry, and it just happens really fast.
And it begins as it hits the ground, starts to spread out, and again, the temperatures soar, and again, going away from where that sort of air really descends down towards the ground.
But then it doesn't last that long because the air just mixes out, right? This is only in one small local area. And so, yeah, you'll get about, 15, 20, 30 minutes with this, and then everything mixes back again.
It happens right here. Look at what happens. There's your timestamp, and you'll watch how the colors get bright.
Like
That's that heat burst, and then mixes right back out.
Back to normal.
And we saw the storms that were rolling by. This is what happened early in the morning. South of Malta, there's the storms, but you can see dying storms, and you got that evaporation process that took place.
Yeah, I mean, they look like no big deal, right?
Yeah.
But you got that cool temperature phenomenon.
Amazing.
All right, let's get back to our main event in the land of